What's up, guys? It's Lynn Sam here from Ugly Sofa Gaming. Today we're doing episode 15 of Tutorials Played Badly. Today we're looking at arranging music. Want to add another layer of emotion and atmosphere to your scenes? How about adding some music? Here you can create your own music track by arranging ready-made clips on a timeline. It's episode 14. If you haven't watched them yet,
15.
Please... 15. If you haven't watched them yet, go back and watch the old episodes of Tutorials Played Badly. They really are a good series to start watching if you're going to buy Dreams on when it comes out on Friday, or if you've just started creating and you can't bear to sit through the tutorials by yourself.
This tutorial is all about making music. Music can make your creations come alive, adding emotion and atmosphere. In Dreams, you can compose whole tracks from scratch and even make your own instruments. But you don't need to be a maestro to start making your own music. I'll show you how to create an arrangement using ready-made music clips. So let's begin. To start making music, we need to switch over to sound mode. Right now, you're in assembly mode. If you're ever unsure of what mode you're in, just hover over the icon in the top left corner to see your current mode and tool. Go to the Assembly menu and open the Modes menu with X. The Modes menu is where you access all the different creation modes. Each mode has its own set of tools and options. The button for sound mode has a speaker symbol.
Who dreams in now?
Select it with X. Now you have a new menu at the top of the screen.
Nostalgia bells.
This is the sound menu. It contains everything you need to make your own music. In the scene, you'll see a timeline gadget. In the next step, I'll show you how to edit it. Music in Dreams is arranged in timelines. This timeline contains a version of the music you heard at the start of this tutorial. To see what's inside it, we need to open its canvas. Hover your imp over the timeline, hold L1 and press X to open it. It's just like scoping into a group.
This could go really badly. It'd be like Ross in Friends when he just plays his keyboard and plays all the sound effects at the same time.
The sound.
The sound.
Hold the L1 button.
I can see us creating the sound.
To move up and down the timeline. This is the best way to navigate around timelines, especially when they're big. This piece of music is called Connie's theme. To listen to it, just start time by clicking R3.
Rewind quick.
See how the piece is especially when they're big. Hold the L1 button and use the left stick to move up and down the timeline.
Yeah,
this is the best way to navigate around timelines, especially when they're big. This piece of music is called Connie's theme. To listen to it, just start time by clicking R3. See how the piece is composed of many music clips. The clips power on and off as the playhead passes over them. Click R3 again to pause time. Each music clip is a collection of notes made by an instrument. You can grab them and move them around with your imp. If you want to delete a music clip, hover over it and press the triangle button. Clips can also be cloned by holding L1 when you grab them. You can extend the timeline by hovering over one of its edges and holding X. The edge glows and an arrow icon appears. You can also extend the bottom if you need space for more clips. Once you've finished listening to the piece, click L3 to rewind time.
I think when I was messing about with timelines, I kept forgetting to rewind it. Which I'd go into play mode, but the scene would already be further ahead, so it wouldn't work. So that's something important to remember.
But in this
You're messing with
tutorial,
timelines, keep
you'll learn how
rewinding
to
it.
assemble your own track from ready-made music clips. Move on to the next step and we'll get started. So, let's start making music. It's actually a lot easier than you might think.
You just chuck a load of sounds in and
by
bam.
selecting the cross button in the top right corner.
Music.
Or hover
I
over
think
it,
so.
hold L1 and press circle to close.
That's how you make the sound.
Now delete the timeline by hovering over it with your imp and pressing triangle. Let's add a new music timeline to the scene. Press square to open the sound menu. Select the music timeline button in the menu, then stamp one in the scene with R2 or X. Press circle to unequip the timeline gadget from your imp. Open up the timeline canvas with L1 and X. This timeline is empty, ready to be filled with music.
Dear.
The columns on the timeline represent musical bars. This timeline is 8 bars long. We'll need more space than that, so hover over the right edge and grab it with X. Extend the timeline to 16 bars.
16, wow. That's a lot.
Now let's add a music clip to the timeline. Press square to open the sound menu. Find the search button and select it with X. Its icon is the magnifying glass.
Instruments?
When you search in sound mode, there are 4 options for finding different sounds. Select Search Music Clips with X. This is the Dreamiverse. Here you can find music made by other dream shapers. Well, usually you can, but for this tutorial, I've made a collection of elements for you to use.
Are these all usable still
cluster is.
outside of the tutorials?
Select it with
Yeah.
X to open it.
This is the assets like mini molecule put into the game. It's so as to not confuse things. Limited to these in the tutorials.
To zoom in and out, and the left stick to move around. I've grouped the clips into different categories. Let's start with a basic melody. That's this group of clips. Hover over the clips to hear a preview of how they sound. Find one that you like, then select it with X.
Something like
to
that. You
equip
can put
to
it
your
over
imp.
the
I'm
numbers
using
at the top.
clip Nostalgia Bells. Your imp will now be holding a gadget containing your
This is
selected
like
clip.
fading out or something?
No, it's
If
just.
you hover over the timeline, the gadget should snap to the canvas
don't know.
and reveal the whole clip.
It's only one length, but you stretched it out, so I think it loops, so it starts playing from the start again.
I didn't stretch anything, that's how it came.
Timeline will snap to the bars and to other clips. This will help you line them up.
It's half white
Click
too.
R3 to listen to the timeline. In the next step, we'll build up the track with some more clips. Click L3 to rewind time. Let's build on the melody by adding some chords. Go to the sound menu and select Search Music Clips again. Over here are some chord clips. Hover over the clips to preview them, then select one with X. I'm going with Suspended Pad, but you can make your own choice.
What's that violin one? Go down? Up?
Stamp your clip onto a new row of the timeline
Yeah.
and snap
Yeah,
it to the
why
start.
not? It's random.
Click R3 to listen and notice how the clips play together in time. Click
That's a bit
L3 to
eerie.
rewind.
I like it. You guys
Now
going for
let's
it?
add some drums.
Well, it doesn't go with the
Go
funky.
back to the sound menu.
I know, but I think we'll be editing it so we can make it mesh better.
Find the drum clips in the collection. A drum beat can really change the feel of a track. I love these samba practice drums. Pick a drum clip you like, then stamp it onto the timeline.
This is a dramatic drum. Those are the drums.
Now click R3 to listen to how it sounds. All the clips in the collection are in the same time and key, so you can mix and match them easily. Click
I quite like the bendy.
to rewind.
Yeah, that one's okay.
In the next step, I'll show you how to edit the length of your clips and how to add fades.
Play.
It's windy outside.
It's cold, got a draft.
When
Type
you
of draft
hover
I
over a
like.
clip on the timeline, you'll see dotted
Bad
lines
draft.
light up
Bad
at
draft.
the start and at the end of the clip.
I've had a weather warning in the UK, so it's super windy today. Or rather, it's windy today, so we've had the weather warning.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
Change the
That's not how that works.
Hover over the handle on the end of the drum clip, then hold R2 to grab it. These clips are loops, so you can extend the clip beyond its original length.
Okay.
All the clips in the collection can be extended in this way. Trim handles are really useful for arranging and remixing. They let you use just a section of a clip without having to edit the music notes inside. On top of the trim handle, you'll see a little coloured gizmo. Move in closer to see it properly. This is a fade handle. You can use it to fade the volume of a clip in or out. It works just like the trim handle. Grab the gizmo with
Does
R2
it?
and move your
Yeah,
index
that's how the
left or
fade
right
starts,
to
look.
create a fade.
Whoosh! Just like on a video editor.
Try adding a fade out on the chord clip so it drops off gradually.
Put it all the way to the end
Drag
and
it
fade
out
for a
further
real long
for a
time.
longer fade. Now click R3 to run time. Doesn't that sound cool?
No, I haven't got there
You
yet.
may have noticed that the music stops as soon as the playhead reaches the end of the timeline. In the next step, I'll show you how to make your timeline loop. Now click L3 to rewind.
We haven't got to the fade yet. Now it's fading.
See, that's more interesting than funky guitar riff.
To make the track play constantly in the scene, we need to set the timeline to loop. We can do this in the Timeline's Tweak menu. Hover over a blank area of the timeline, hold L1 and press square to open its Tweak menu.
Tweak menu. Loop.
In here, we can change the timeline settings. Find the playback mode section. There are 3 options. Once means the timeline will play once all the way through when it's powered on. Sustain means the timeline will pause when it's powered off, then resume once it's powered on. Loop means the timeline will play repeatedly while it's powered on. Hover over the loop icon and press X to change the playback mode. You can also change the playback speed in the Tweak menu. Hover over the playback speed slider and hold X to grab it. Now move your imp to the left or right to adjust the value.
Made it faster.
Click R3 to hear your
Made what
adjustment
faster?
live.
The whole thing.
Oh.
You can also adjust the slider by hovering over it and pressing the up or down directional buttons. see how it sounds when it's slowed down.
Interesting.
Or sped up a little.
Oh, go really slow, leave it like that.
To close the tweak menu, hover over it, hold L1,
Interesting.
and press circle. You can also tweak music clips to make them loop. Just hover over them, hold L1, and press square to open their tweak menus.
Tweaking the music clips.
You can also change their volume and tempo. Be careful changing the tempo, as your clips could go out of time with the others. We've made a cool piece of music, but you can carry on adding more clips if you want to. Maybe you heard
so many different options for all the music stuff, and I don't think the tutorial is very extensive, so this is one of the things I expect in the full game. A lot more music tutorials.
Yeah, so they're more in depth.
Yeah, because this is just basically teaching you how to throw clips on a timeline, which is pretty self-explanatory.
There's loads and loads of stuff that hasn't been covered though by the tutorials, and like the different gadgets and things too.
Yes, there's loads of gadgets that's not been covered. It's because they're not extensive in the early access. It's not finished, and they wanted people to work it out for themselves. They didn't want to, but that was the reality of it. So yeah, in the full game, there's meant to be more. There's definitely more tutorials, but I don't know how many more.
To end the tutorial, just press Options.
I'm hoping it is extensive now. Come on, you've got to have like tutorials for pretty much everything. You've got to have tutorials for everything in a creation game like this.
There we go.
I'd love it if they did more masterclasses as well, because they are really useful. The sculpting one I found really useful. I haven't done the other one yet, but I assume it's quite useful for helping you put together a platformer. I'd love to see more official ones where Media Molecule helping you do first-person games and side-scrollers and RPGs and stuff.
Options and select the Exit Creation button.
No real exit? You just have to exit? Oh. Okay. Guess we're finished?
Yeah. Join us for tomorrow. We got one more of the base tutorials left. We're going to be doing, I think it's gameplay, and then after that we'll be moving on to the move tutorials, finally turning on our move controllers. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. We are Ugly Surfer Gaming, and we upload new videos Monday to Friday from Dreams Early Access. If you like our content, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, share the video on your favourite corner of the internet. Any one of those things really helps us out. Thank you very much.